Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Apple finally pushed out iOS 13.4. We're going to take a look at it on the iPhone 6s. Now, this is the update that's succeeding iOS 13.3.1, which is insane because that update came out in 1997, and the fact that 13.4 just came out is pretty insane. Apple took their time with it. I'm sure they're trying to focus on iOS 14, but I guess we'll see what happens. But I'll tell you this, iOS 13.4 was a bigger update for iPads right now than it was for iOS in general, so iPadOS 13.4 is a pretty good update overall. So the update size was about, I would say, it's weird though, it's weird to explain. So 13.4 came out to 767 megabytes, but I had to download this and then it made me download a bigger update. So the first one was like 600, this one was 700. So I don't know, I happened with this for every single one of my phones. It's the first time I ever saw it. So I clicked download and install, then I went through and then it made me download and install it again on a different size update. So I don't know what it was. I think I was on 13.3.1 on this one before. And this is my jailbroken 6S, so I have to re-jailbreak after this. And speaking about storage, before I updated my phone size, I had about 3.74 gigabytes saved, and then after I updated, it went up to 3.77. So if you have an iPhone 6S, chances are your storage will actually go up, which is a pretty good sign. So yeah, it'll download some things, but you also get some storage back, which is not that big of a deal. So a really cool thing, like I stated, is that with iPadOS 13.4, we now have mouse and trackpad support, so we can now connect those specific things to our iPads, which is really, really cool, which I thought we could have connected before, but I guess not. And now we have really cool cursor support and everything, and I talked about it heavily on my second channel. So if you want to know how to connect that and also a little bit tips and tricks, I'll leave that link down in the description. The first link down there will take you to that video on my second channel. Now, another thing we also have is iCloud file sharing. So if you open the Files app, you can now actually share these specific files on your iCloud drive. So if you click share it, now I don't have iCloud files or folders enabled on this, so it doesn't really matter. But if you have that enabled, you'll see an option that says like share on iCloud drive or whatever the case. But if you actually go into Recents or your browse, you go to your iCloud drive, you can now share these folders here, which is really, really cool. So I think that's awesome. That's a really huge step in the right direction, making it more like a Google Drive competitor, which is really, really cool. Another thing that we actually have are new Emojis, which is really awesome. Now, me personally, I don't know a lot of people who use Emojis. I don't think I've sent Emojis before, but not Emojis. But we do have a couple new ones, which is really cool. So some people out there, that must be a really big update for you. I'm sure if you use it a lot, you might notice it, but there's ones that are kind of more modern, which is really cool, like ones with X of hands and stuff. So I was like, oh, iOS is kind of fitting in now, which is really cool. So we have that capability here, which is awesome. Now, another cool thing, which I'm sure a lot of people might actually like, are universal purchases between iOS and Mac purchases. So if you actually purchase an app or whatever on your iOS device, and there's a counterpart or there's a corresponding Mac app as well, then those two things will be, I guess, purchased on the same device. But it's weird though, because I don't know if Photoshop and those things you can get from the App Store, but if you purchase Photoshop on your iOS device, will that also mean you purchased it on your Mac device? I know that's a subscription-based thing now. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but that's an example of something, I'm sure. Now, I did run a benchmark, but for some reason it didn't work. Every time I open up Antutu, it just crashes on me. So I don't really have a benchmark for you guys, which I'm really sad about, but it's not that big of a deal. In terms of performance, like I've said before, and even my SWI of this year, I said tremendous performing device for the time being, and I think it's gotten a little bit better. It seems about the same, to be honest. It seems a little bit smoother, but that's honestly just me saying things. It probably isn't even accurate. I've done so many of these iOS update videos, they all seem about the same at this point. So performance and everything is probably going to stay the same, but in terms of everything else, I can definitely tell you it's a pretty worthwhile update. I think for the most part, if you are needing to update, if you're having a bunch of issues with your current device, I'd recommend updating. I'm sure you'll get a lot more solid updates and bug fixes if you actually go and update. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.